Okay, guys, it's time for episode 69 of Wine, Music, and Games. This time we're heading to Italy for an amazing bottle of red wine. We are going to England and looking at the third in a series of amazing albums from this band that started back in the 80s. And then going and checking out a cool science fiction-y game with awesome graphics and cool player boards. So stay tuned. So how you doing, Honey Bunch?
Great. How are you?
I'm fantastic, yeah. Hey, before we start, remember, subscribe, hit the bell, and of course you can sponsor us on patreon.com/GarrettsGames and listen to our weekly podcast, audio only, at GarrettsGames.com, which we've been doing for about 13 or so years. So, I think we're up to 820 at this point.
A few.
Just a few. All right. What's our wine this time, beautiful?
Oh, we have a lovely wine.
Yes.
It's very delicious. It's an Amarone, della Valpolicella, and it's
Amarone,
and it's by Salvalai, I think. I don't know.
That's great.
No, Salvalai. I don't know.
Salvalai, yeah.
Salvalai. It is very yummy.
We haven't drunk any of it this time. I just wanted to say.
This was our bottle that we had for my birthday.
Yeah.
We had it at a restaurant. At the restaurant, it was $75, which is pretty typical for a really great bottle at a restaurant. But for an Amarone, that's actually pretty okay for pricing, because Amarones tend to be very expensive.
Yes.
This bottle is actually about $40 if you were to buy it.
Sure.
If you were lucky enough to find it, which I would definitely recommend looking for it, because it is really good.
Really good.
The flavors are so delicious. It's smooth. The color is gorgeous. Everything about the nose. You will perfectly complement, of course, an Italian meal or any heavier meal.
Yes.
But even if it's not that heavy, I mean, I had a salad with some salmon. It was perfect.
She was wishing for my food, I'm just going to say.
No, I wasn't. I had a bite. I did like my salad very much, but the highlight of the meal was definitely the wine. This is made with the Corvina grape, and this is done with a special style where they dry the grapes until they're like raisiny before they ferment them. So it is
That's why it costs more.
That's why it costs more. It's a very labor-intensive way to make wine, and it brings out such a lushness in the fruit and the smoothness. It is so amazing. So if you ever get a chance, you should definitely get some Amarone.
Yeah.
And this one is really good.
Really great stuff. Good choice, Honey Bunch. All right. Our music this time. Now, Tears for Fears is a group that has been around since the early 80s. Their first album, The Hurting, then Songs from the Big Chair, and their third was The Seeds of Love. This is their Beatle-esque album, if you will, very Sgt. Peppery on the cover.
Yeah.
I love this album, especially the first few tracks. Woman in Chains with Aleda Adams singing as the duet, Bad Man Song. There are just wonderful jazzy. This album took a long time for them to make, and just recently they have a brand new album coming out called The Tipping Point, which I'm sure we will be talking about soon, and I can't wait to hear it in its entirety. But this album, Seeds of Love, is a great one as a holdover until we get that one, I think, later this week. Woohoo!
Very good. Good
All right.
choice.
Thanks. And our game is one from Z-Man Games, Tom Jolly and Luke Laurie. That is Cryo. This is it's a card game with, it's a board game where you're using cards in a couple of different ways. You're sending your escape pods, because you put in cryogenic storage, nice cute little pods here, are going to a new planet, and you're sending out little drones to various spots on the board to pick up supplies and so on. And then your board, and I love when they do this on a board. You've got little 3D insets here so that you can keep track of little spots here, your resources that you're going to be spending to do for different things. You got a little thing that pokes in the board for energy, and then the cards can be placed in different spots to either deliver your cryogenically frozen shipmates or give you some type of amendment to the rules, or work as a scoring card, which you can put down. So 3 different ways that you can use the cards in the game. And I must say, the art has this kind of cool,
so beautiful
50s retro feel. Yeah, I'm just going to open it up
It's
a little
gorgeous,
here.
yeah.
I mean, where, so this, for example, is one of the places where you can put stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just got this cool feel to it that I really like. And that definitely adds a component to the game. It's always nice when graphic design adds to a game rather than detracting from it. So, cool stuff.
Yeah, it's a fun game to play. We enjoyed it a lot. But the board and the bits do really push it up to that next level.
Definitely.
But it is fun.
Yeah.
You're...
It's also kind of a race game, if
Yeah.
you will, because you're sending out your drones, and then as you pull them back, that starts triggering the end game. But you can pull your drones back
anytime
sooner than when you were to send them all out. So if I pull them back more quickly, then I'm going to do fewer of those sending out actions, but I could be pushing the game to the end if I see that's going to help me.
And what's nice about it too is it's not like, well, okay, so he's got 15 more plays to do and I just have to sit and wait. No, the other players keep going and they're just triggering the next rounds for them.
Yeah.
So, you can do things at your own pace and build your own engine up and go to the different planets and get lots of points and discover the new worlds, and it's
very
great.
cool stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's go back through. What do you got, beautiful?
It's Amarone, della Valpolicella from Salvalai. It's wonderful.
Amarone, go get some Amarone.
Amarone is so
Do
good.
a little
This one
research.
is really worth
great.
it. And for $40, I don't think you could be disappointed with it because it is really good.
Special occasion, definitely worth it.
Yes.
Tears for Fears' Seeds of Love, great third album from them. A departure in many ways. What I like about Tears for Fears is a lot of their albums, if you look at the first 3 especially, you've got really that synth post-punk stuff, new wave going on The Hurting, and then you get into more rock as you get into songs from the Big Chair. And this one kind of is a fallback into do with Beatle-esque and jazz elements and so on. So I just love Tears for Fears. And Cryo from Z-Man, Tom Jolly, and Luke Laurie. Really solid, interesting game where which as I've said, kind of a race where you're using cards in different ways and making choices as to how fast or slow you're going to play the game. So that'll do it for this week. We hope you guys are having an amazing time. We hope you're enjoying these and you're subscribing and sticking with us every week. Tell your friends. We're having fun. We hope you are. And we look forward to talking to you next week. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.